Melanie Lewisyribar. So you have so many credits. I'm just going to run through a few of them. So you are currently out there. Are you in Las Vegas right now?
No, we actually moved back to my hometown, which is Buffalo, New York. So we're living in Buffalo. We had been living in Vegas for 2 years when Cher first started
Mm-hmm.
back up. And then,
Mm-hmm.
of course, it was LA for the 25 years before that. But yeah, we've been out here for about a
Right.
year and a half, almost 2 years. And it's a huge change, but it's home.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
good. Well, so, okay. And you mentioned the 25 years. So obviously you've worked with Britney Spears, you've worked with Cher, like you mentioned, you've worked with Catherine McPhee, which is where we kind of had some time to travel together,
Yeah.
doing a lot of stuff, not just dancing, like
Hmm.
on Burlesque, the movie, but actually working on the choreography side and really getting to know artists and the creative direction side of things. You've been doing so much in the online space because I've been watching you on the IGTV and you know all the stuff that you've been doing there, mentoring students, talking to people about where that you've started and where you're going. So what made you kind of decide to jump online and just get chatting, like get talking to people?
I had wanted to like years ago, I wanted to do this blog that was like super important to me. And I just felt like I wanted to like share information. I wanted to share dancers like rates and things like that for Dancers Alliance and SAG and all of these things and just share
Mm-hmm.
stories. And I thought it would be fun and interesting to do that. And it was going to be just
Mm-hmm.
a blog. And then I ended up touring, which who knew, like at my age, I would still be touring with someone. And so I was touring
Yeah.
with Cher, right? And so that kind of came out of the blue. And so then the blog thing got pushed to the side, and
Mm-hmm.
it kind of left. And then once all of this was happening, through the time that I was touring, people would always like reach out to me and ask me to teach, like come teach class, come teach a master class, teach class in New York, teach class. And I was just never in the same city or place or whatever. I always wanted to, and I would try to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I stuck a couple in there, but it just wasn't happening. And then when this happened, I had seen a couple of people that I love, Jessica Castro, and
Mm-hmm.
just a couple of people like randomly jumped on, well, listen, I know we're all stuck at home. Let's go ahead and dance. And so I
Yeah.
was like, "No, that's fabulous. I love that. Yeah. And now I have the time to teach a class. So why don't I do
Mm-hmm.
it? And so that was kind of like what like made that happen. And then I just started, and then that was received really well. And so the heels classes were received super like across the board. People were loving those. And then
Yeah.
asking for other things. And I was like, well, I have so much information, as you
Mm-hmm.
do, so much information to share, for all of the different things that you mentioned. It's creative directing, it's dancing, it's choreography, it's, just, being a good, smart dancer that is going to have a
Mm-hmm.
really long career because that's what we all hope to have and to make our money
Exactly.
dancing. That's what we're hoping for. So I wanted to start sharing those things. And so then I was doing the IG lives
Mm-hmm.
also, but for, just talking to people as we are now. And really liked that, but wanted to get back to the blog and like trying to create a way to sort of start a community with dancers and have really honest chats about like
Mm-hmm.
what you're getting into, what it's like on the set, how to try to navigate agents and getting an agent and why one person is better for you than another as far as agents go and all of those things. So then completely like really quickly have tried to revamp my site, which is
Mm-hmm.
livedancelove.net, and I'm like slowly but surely trying to finesse that. But we have been doing a ton of like super fun live chats.
Mm-hmm.
I've had like Hannah and Audrey Douglas, who are amazing and like killing it currently in the game. I had Jessica join me when I did Jessica Castro, who was one of the cast members for Idlewild, when we were talking through and looking at movie musicals, which is
Mm-hmm.
something I thought would be very fun and a different way to sort of like learn dance on film,
Yeah.
staging, why things pop and whatever, all that makes it work. So that was great that she could join us because it made it extra um, fun because then you have behind the scenes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then teaching classes too. I don't know. I feel like people can correct me if I'm wrong, maybe, but I feel like people are a little bit getting a little fatigued of having to dance on Zoom in their home. It's not quite the same, but
Mm-hmm.
trying really hard to stay motivated and to stay physical, to stay in shape, to be able to keep
Yeah.
doing, what you're going to need to be doing once this all sort of figures itself out and breaks back up. So,
Yeah. Well, so are you, um, in the teaching game, are you feeling like you're going to continue this process? Or are you going to, once everybody kind of, you know, if the global pandemic has a, some sort of lull, if you will, and we've all got a
yeah,
vaccine and everything's all gravy, are you
right.
going to continue the online classes, or maybe do a hybrid, or how do you see yourself adjusting?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I will. I would really love to. I would love to do it. I would love to be able to move myself into a studio space and have even dancers. I know a ton of dance studios now have the capabilities to,
Mm-hmm.
do like the CLS classes and online classes where they'll have the screens in the studio, and so the you can learn that way. So that's
Mm-hmm.
something that I would love to be able to do. I would really like to stay home more often
Mm-hmm.
and be with my 6-year-old and still also be able to teach. Who's that?
Mm-hmm.
Lisa Eaton. Hi, Lisa.
I love
So
her.
yeah, I would love to be able to keep teaching, keep like just kind of mentoring. And
Mm-hmm.
I keep telling the dancers, any questions that you have, please, like, throw in my way. I'm just sort of a vessel, and I'm trying to and hoping to be a vessel and have some information and insight, with like 20 plus years in the industry. And it, I,
Yeah.
it's been good. And I hope that I can continue to do that with this
Yeah.
site.
What are the questions that you get the most often that maybe you hadn't had before, that people are asking you directly now in this kind of online medium?
I think the main question is always about auditions. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
wants to know how to get booked at an audition. What to wear to an audition is like the number one most popular question. Like, what do you wear? What does it mean when
Mm-hmm.
it says body conscious?
Mm-hmm.
Which is, completely what I tell them is it's completely different for every single choreographer or job that you are going to go for. Body conscious just means show your body, right? Make
Mm-hmm.
sure that I can see whatever I need to see. Don't cover it up. If I need to see it, then make sure that I can see it. But body
Mm-hmm.
conscious for Marguerite, who is going to want you to be very pulled up and pulled together and more sort of jazz black, or, depending on what it is not going to be the same. That's body conscious for Trisha Miranda, who is going to be, doing something for Missy Elliott or whomever else, all the millions of people that she works with, because that's
Mm-hmm.
going to be a audition or a music video audition or an award show audition. And that's going to be when you see all the kids go out in their like outfits, because
Yes.
dancers have outfits. And, like the bikini top and the,
Mm-hmm.
the baggy pants and, all of that
The,
stuff. So,
mm-hmm.
all of it, but could talk about it forever. And I feel like I have. but, um, but yeah, and just like the audition thing is the biggest thing, I think. And then for me, I just always tell them to make sure that they really know and have danced in whatever shoes they're going to wear to an audition. And it doesn't matter if it's a tennis shoe and it doesn't matter if it's a
Mm-hmm.
heel. Either way, don't have the audition be the first time that you wear something, because you just don't, you want to know how you're going to
Yeah.
perform. The only way you're going
Mm-hmm.
to know how you're going to perform is if you've done it and used it. And, you don't want to be like, oh, I usually can do a double or a triple pirouette, but now my shoe is too sticky and I can't, just
Yeah.
figure that out. So that's a
Mm-hmm.
big one. And then just agents in general. Um, that's been a question. How do you decide who's the best agent? And if you've had an agent, how do you, um, is it okay to leave an agency and all of those things? Yeah, it's okay, but yes, you have to do it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
You have to give them the opportunity to give you whatever you feel like you're missing, or
Mm-hmm.
not, they're not supplying you. You have to ask them if there's anything else that you can do differently to make sure that they're pushing you as hard as they can.
Right.
And then if you have had that conversation and a couple months goes by and you're like, I just need to try somewhere else, then you
Mm-hmm.
just do it in a way that's super respectful and honest, and be like, I hope that, this doesn't ruin our relationship. You never know. People they like to act like they're going to be really mad at you. But at the end of the day, you know, if you're a great dancer and someone else is wanting you and wanting to push you and get you out there, then that's probably a good place to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're doing all of those things and you're consistent and you're not happy there and you want to go back, by all means, ask, you know,
Right.
can I come back? If you're working, then that's what they want. They want the check, you know, they want the commission. They want to work with
Right.
dancers. So, you
Exactly.
know, I do, yeah, everything with integrity and honesty, and then they can't be mad, you know.
Exactly. Well, so is your 6-year-old dancing?
Um, Sometimes and just for the fun of it,
Yeah.
really. Yeah, we're not pushing dance on him at all. We've asked him a million times, are you sure
Yeah.
you want to? Because he loves dancing. He loves
Mm-hmm.
dancing and he'll dance all over the house. I mean, he's got his own little jig that he does, which is hilarious. And he loves to do like floor work, like B-boys. And it's
Uh-huh.
very, but we were in one dance class this year and it went fine, but we're not like dancing.
That's
We're not.
fine.
It's
And so how have you survived quarantine? Like what's your must, I have to do this in order to get through? Because I know that some people are obviously, like you said, fatigued of so much content that is happening online and, you know, not knowing, I guess, is another, you're hearing my 6-month-old in the back, not
which is
knowing. I know.
congratulations.
Thank
Amazing,
you.
right?
My
That.
mom's in the other room with her. So, but just like not knowing, you know, like what's going to happen, you know? So how do you, like, what's getting you through?
I think that these classes have been getting me
Mhm.
through. A lot. I really am happy that people have been enjoying them. I'm really happy that, you know, I can use my voice like this during a time when we're all stuck home here.
Mhm.
Um, at the same time, being just home with my son because
Mhm.
I haven't been enough.
Mhm.
You know, it's been very in and out, especially the past 2 years. We didn't think that we were going to be touring this year, and then, you know, everything went so great at Caesars, and her album was received really well, that it just like blew up. And so
Mhm.
then we were going, and getting the resident choreographer title was, you know, something that you're always dreaming of when you're
Right.
moving from dancer to choreographer and all of those things. So it
Yeah.
was an opportunity I felt like we couldn't pass up. But at the same time, being home with my kiddo is exactly where I want to be and what I want to be
Mhm.
doing. And hopefully I can be here. And because of maybe whatever I'm trying to create,
Mhm.
be able to do both and still be a teacher and still be a mentor and still be all of those things. Um, of course, I love being with my husband too. It's just like the home time
It's like the
spent.
bonus, right?
Yeah, it's a bonus, and it's been
Right.
good. It's been good for us. Although, you know, just like everybody, like so tiring and overwhelming on some level. I never thought I would have to homeschool. We didn't know what that was
Right.
going to be, and that was a whole new thing to have to get up and, you know, daily do that, and then
Mhm.
figure out, you know, the website stuff and what I'm doing next, and how people are feeling about it.
Mhm.
Um, and then just, you know, trying to really have family time. It's all
Yeah.
been interesting, but, you know, I guess we're all just kind of getting through it the way we can.
Yeah. Well, so just one, because I know I said a few minutes, but one last question. What is your go-to advice for someone who might want to be in an online class? You know, so someone who's foreign to maybe taking class online, like what would you say to that person to say, this is what you should do to prepare yourself, or, you know, come with XYZ?
Um, I would say if you can, before you do one of these right now specifically, because most people are using Zoom, I would, myself included, I have to keep
Mhm.
going back and like re-looking, like, is there a trick that I'm missing? You know, but there's plenty of like Zoom YouTubes that you can. I took Jaquel's class, and I took Galen's class, and I took Paris Goebel's class, and
Mhm.
I tried to see if anybody's doing it better or different or what have you. And we're all just sort of in the same boat, you know? So
Yeah.
if you're going to take the classes,
Mhm.
just go in, yeah, with an open mind, knowing that there's going to be some moments of like, it's going to be a little bit frustrating, and, you know, it's not going to be the same perfect situation that we get to have when we're in dance class. But at the same time, it's still really great. I
Mhm.
definitely like any class that you can get into to keep yourself moving, to keep yourself
Yeah.
motivated. and right now there's so many out there. So, you know, you'll definitely be able to find whatever suits your fancy. I know Broadway Dance Center and Steps and all of those, they're all still having and hosting classes. So just do it for the fun of it. I will say, if you do it, you know, because most of us don't have mirrors as we're, you know, doing this in our spaces, right? So I think it's really great if you can, like at the end of class or maybe one of the last times, to just go ahead and film yourself and see how you did, you know, like give yourself a little critique, because 9 times out of 10, we're trying as a teacher, you know, I'm trying to critique you, but at the same time, I'm not seeing you do it on the exact count that you should be doing it, and can give you, you know, the whatever amount of feedback I can, which I try to, but you can go ahead and look at yourself and go, oh, I should have pulled up in my turn, or oh, I should have, you know, we're dancers, we know what we should be doing. And then working on, you know, performance as well. You know, you want to be a great, well-rounded dancer. So, you know, see how quickly you can get it all together.
Yay. Well, that is great sound advice for sure. And I am just a student of all of this as well. So that's why I'm calling on all of my friends to say, what should we be doing?
Which
and
is good.
yeah. And how can we get better? Because I don't see it going away. I see the hybrid situation happening in the future, but there's no turning back. I mean, every studio has flipped that light on, and I don't think the switch is going off. So I wish you so much luck with all of the stuff, because you've got like a whole slew of things that you're doing. Tell everybody where they can find your website and your Instagram handle too. So,
well, for you too. Thank you for doing this, and thank you for doing it for everybody, because it's fabulous, and it's very necessary to just like keep getting and receiving more and more information. Right now, my website is livedancelove.net, not .com. Okay. livedancelove.net. And yeah, I have 3 fun things that are happening just in this like next couple of days. And so tomorrow I have another share dancer, Samaya McCrae, coming on to talk to everybody that wants to join, and you just book through the site. And that's just a live chat. We're just talking, but she's done The Color Purple, The Lion King. Of course, she's done Cher, Toni Braxton. She lives in Vegas. She's done Vegas the show and all of those things. So she has a lot to say about all of the different sort of regions and teaching and everything. So that'll be a really good chat. And then on Saturday, I felt like you know, we're all so super stressed out, of course, because life is, you know, we've got a lot going on, and there's a lot of serious social matters happening. And so I decided before the end of Pride Month finishes that I'm going to do on Saturday, 5 o'clock Eastern time, an hour and a half fun heels class for just to believe, because every gay individual that I know, it's like that's my favorite song. So we're just gonna have some fun, put on our pumps and dance on Saturday, and then on Monday I'm doing a mock audition, and it will actually be like for Idlewild the movie, and it'll be a mock audition, so it'll be a little bit of hip hop and a little bit of swing. That's a 2-hour class, and that's something that I'm like, okay, well, if you really want to know, wear what you think you would wear if you were called to this audition. I'm going to look at you and I'm going to go, well, that was a good idea. Maybe you shouldn't have worn that. Maybe you can add a pop of color. Maybe you know. So those auditions are the little mock on Mondays. And that's it. And then actually I'm going to take like a little baby break from what I'm doing just for the month of July, although there'll still be classes up there, and there'll still be like all of the chats that I've done. I'm slowly but surely getting up there so that they can go back and relook at it. But so Friday, Saturday, and Monday, and then we might take a little tiny break, but it's always growing and continuing. And so thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm in awe of all that you're doing. I just keep clicking on the IG going, okay, she's doing that. Okay, she's doing that. Okay.
And my brain is so all over the place. It was actually quite funny. I was like, you know, doing things upstairs, and then you had text me, and I was like, that's right. Oh my gosh. Like, just like having, you know, you have these moments of like, what is going on? And we get reeled back in. But everybody keep going, keep growing, keep learning, you know, because it's super important to just try so hard right now to do that. And it's a great time to do it, even though it's been a long time. Like you said, it's going to be a little bit longer. And even if we get out of it, we might have to come back to it. So might as
Exactly.
well get
Exactly.
used to it. Get used to it.
Exactly. Well, bisous to you, and I wish you nothing but the best, and I will talk to you later.
Same to you.
Bye.
Bye.